Are a first timer here, then welcome to you guys. Thank you for being here. This is our watch list for Friday, July 7th. I send these watch lists. See all that information down below in the description on Twitter or in my Discord. That link is in the description below, and it's free to join the Discord, okay? Before we get started on this list, the screen you see in front of you, that's TradingView. So if you guys are new to trading or day trading and you don't have something like this, then you're likely going to want to get something like this. It's very important. It's an important piece. In the link, in the description, there is a link for TradingView. That link gives you a free 30-day trial to their sub-based services. And then if you decide to use their sub-services, you get a discount off of that service, but you need to start by clicking on that link. So you can either do that now or after this video. Normally when I do these videos, I've already got these things set up in what I would call my blue list. So that's my daily watch list. I haven't done that, so today we're just going to go through my main watch list. So these are the tickers that, for the most part, that I go through every single day after the market closes to find the different setups. Now, some of them I go through, some of them I don't, because there are ticker symbols like DWAC on there that I don't use anymore, or FUBO that I don't use anymore. So I'm just going to go through this, and I'll show you guys actually how I set these up every day for you guys. So we're going to go through them, and as I click these little blue flags here, they show up on my daily watch list. Okay, so the first one we've got is Colgate-Palmolive. So I'm going to zoom in for you guys. CL had a 2 down that finished green. And anytime I have a 2 down that finishes green, that gives me a higher probability that this is going to trend back to the upside. So all I do is put my trigger to the top of that wick, and then I can place a target at the top of the preceding wick, just like that. My targets are always in green. My daily triggers are always in yellow. My weekly triggers are always in pink, and monthlies are in blue. So you can see I have a monthly inside bar. I know that because I've got the 2 blue lines, and this yellow circle is also telling me that. So this is part of the indicator that I created. This is time frame continuity. If you guys don't know what time frame continuity is, I have a video on that for you as well. I think it's on the No Indicator Trading series. I think it might be in there. If not, just search TFC or time frame continuity under my channel and you'll find it. But the indicator includes this. It includes the candlestick numbers, the yellow inside bars, the white outside bars, and a few other things. Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule. But as I was saying, the 2 blue lines represent an inside bar. So if I go to the monthly, there's my inside bar, and we are currently still sitting inside bar looking to break out of that. So we hop back to CL. There's my trigger. There's my target. We've already gone 2 up on the week. We'll see if we have a continuation on that. And then I just go to the next one. So next one is American Airlines. It's a 2 down red. There is no setup there. Apple, 2 down green. I definitely have a setup there. So I can move my trigger lines and my target lines, and I get rid of the ones that I don't need that are older or previous. I delete that, and then I can just move this target back down to the top of that wick. It is my second target. Okay, so on Apple, we have a 2 down that finished green. We're going to look for calls at 192.02, and I'm going to mark this in blue. And that puts it on my daily watch list. Okay, so we go to Airbnb. Nothing on Airbnb. Okay, so we have a 2 down red. It is a hammer candle, so if you wanted to, based on it being a hammer candle, you could put a trigger point there, but not something that I usually look at. So Airbnb, and I can lose that blue flag that I had on from the previous inside bar here, which was yesterday's setup. We move on to Adobe. So here's another setup. We're 2 down, finish green. We're going to look to trend back up. Okay? And I'm just going to change that to yellow as it is a trigger point. And then the targets just go to the top of the preceding wick. So we'll be at the top of this outside bar right here. And we make sure we click on that blue flag. AFRM, nothing doing there. AMC, when it was trading at a bigger dollar value, I traded it more. I do not trade it as much. I don't even put it on the list for you guys anymore. But it is something you could look at if you were interested. It's a 2 down that finished green, and we just put the trigger like so. It's not going on my list, though. AMD, there's a 2 down that finished green. Okay, so first trigger, and then the target to the top of the wick. And we are looking to go back 2 up on the week, as we already have done so here. We'll see if we have a continuation. or if we go back and maybe possibly hit an outside bar. That purple line is the 50% marker of the weekly outside bar. Move on to BA. So BA with a 3-1 setup. So we put our targets. I'm going to clone this. Targets go to the top of the outside bar and the bottom of the outside bar. Triggers go to the bottom of that inside bar and the top of that inside bar. These 3-1 setups don't happen very often. They're fairly rare. So if we go back in time and look, here is one that we had here. We're not going to look at that one, but we'll go back and look at the last one we had. And this is what we look for off of those 3-1 inside bars. We look to see, try and have those big runs to the up or down side. We're going to look for that same thing to happen on Boeing off of this 3-1 setup. So that goes on the daily watch list. Then we move on to Baba, Alibaba, 2 down green. Okay, triggers, targets, like so. BAC, no setup there, so it won't have a blue flag beside it. We go on to Chewy. Chewy's not something I would normally look at, but we could put triggers to the tops and bottoms of that outside bar. We are full time frame continuity to the downside. BIDU, 2 down red, nothing there. Citibank, 2 down red. Look at this, guys. I gave Citibank to you guys yesterday, and I think it was probably in the top 5 as well. I don't recall. Might have been in the top 5. 3-1 setup. This is the outcome that we look for. This big run, full time frame continuity to the downside. We'll see if this continues on, but I'm going to take it off the list for now because it was a setup from yesterday. But that is what we look for off of those 3-1 setups. Beyond, not something I usually have on the day list, and it's a 2 down that finished red. It is a hammer candle, but it's a 2 down red. Cat, nothing there. CCL, 2 down green. This is something we can look at, especially with the time frame continuity. And we just put our targets to the top side, like so. And there we have our setup for CCL. Put it on the list. Comcast, you could look at this. Again, not something I normally have on these lists. But there's your trigger. And there is your target for CCL. I'll put it on the list for you guys. CRM, go into CRM, 2 down red, nothing there. Cisco, there we go. Hammer candle, 2 down, finish green. We'll look for that to trend back up. CVS, 2 down green. Okay, so triggers, we'll make that the target. And our trigger is marked out there for the 2 down green on CVS. And we can make sure CVS gets on that list. Into CVX, nothing there. Datadog, 2 down green, hammer candle. Okay, so triggers, targets. It's very simple. If you guys have questions on this while I'm doing it, make sure you leave the questions in the chat on the right-hand side. Or you can leave them in the comment section down below if you are watching this as a recording. Okay, after these lists go out, I do have these, I do top 5s for you guys as well, but they go to the Griswold Gold members. If you're interested in that, the Griswold Gold membership is a $50 a month fee, but you do get a 1 hour, the really important thing there, guys, is you get a 1 hour strat course. And it takes you guys right from the easiest stuff to the hardest stuff. And it is very simple to follow, like most of my teachings are. And I tried to make the video the same, the course the same. So that's part of the Griswold Gold membership. You also get live trading bots. So if you notice on Twitter lately, I've been sending out some setups that have been happening on 30-minute charts or 1 hour charts or 15-minute charts. Those are coming direct from the live bots. I'm just throwing them on Twitter for you guys to see. But they send out live trades directly to you on your phone, so you can see there's a SPY set up on the 30-minute chart or the 15-minute chart. You can go there, see if it's something you want to jump into. Okay, plus you get the top 5s. You also get one-on-ones with me. So there's a lot of value for the price that you pay in that. You can go check it out, or you can ask me questions if you guys are more interested in it with additional info. So eBay, there's nothing doing there. We take that off the list. We go to Disney. Disney has a 2 down, finish green, hammer candle. There is a gap to fill there. I'm going to delete that. So when we have those gaps, the targets become the gap fill. Okay, so target 1, target 2 on Disney. We'll see if it trends back up. Disney goes on the list though. DraftKings, nothing doing there. That comes off the list. And again, we can go through this. Like, we called out this hammer candle yesterday, and DraftKings trended back to the downside, which is fine. It's fine. It doesn't always happen, but it's probability based. So when we're looking at this, probability says, yeah, we should have a trend back to the upside. We don't. Continues downwards. We just wait for the next setup. It's really, really simple. DocuSign, nothing doing. DWAC, I'm not even looking at. Etsy, 2 down, red. EW, 2 down, green. Trigger in place. Okay, so EW goes on the list, and we just mark it with the blue. Ford, nothing doing. Fubo, we skip. GE, nothing doing. Hey, General Motors, this is something we could look at here. 2 down, green. Right there, full time frame continuity. We can put this trigger in place. We are 2 up on the quarterly. That's what that purple line is. So on the 3-month chart, we are already 2 up on that chart. So GM goes on the daily watch list. GME, nothing doing. Google, 2 down green, hammer candle. That one for sure goes on the list. Time frame continuity to the upside. This one, guys, I will put on my top 5. So you guys will already know that it's going to be there. Okay, I gave you a freebie today. Nothing on GS. Nothing on Home Depot. JP Morgan. There's that hammer candle again, okay? So there. First target is right there. Okay, that's how we do it with the gap. And then we clone it. There's your second target to fill the rest of the gap. Okay, first 2 targets marked out. JP goes on the list. INTC. Again, we have that 2 down green hammer candle. And the first target for you guys would just be this right here. Okay, but we've already, and you know what, I talked about INTC yesterday, talking about going 2 down on the week. It gapped down. So it did run a bit after that. After that gap, we still had a downtrend here. But we talked about that in yesterday's video on how this was, we were so close to going 2 down on the week. This is something I don't like to front run, but if you wanted to front run something, this is probably something you could have front run ending the day yesterday. Okay, you would have had a high probability of that trade working out. IWM, nothing there. Coca-Cola, okay, inside bars. We love the inside bars. We mark it out, trigger high, trigger low, and then we can just take whichever direction this thing goes. Okay, we look at past inside bars. This is what we look for. Okay, this is a consolidating bar. It doesn't break the high, it does not break the low of the previous candle. In the strat, we call it a 1 bar, or you can call it an inside bar. But this is the kind of break that we look for. We tend to have really, really big breaks off of these inside bars. So we can go back here again. Really, really big break off of these inside bars. So that's what we look for off of those. That's why I tell people who are new to the strat or struggling with trading or new to trading to concentrate on those inside bars. Stock Market Mindset says, since you're using daily chart, are you looking at day trades or short-term swings? So if you're looking at swing trading, I would not necessarily look at the daily chart. You could use it for confluence and just to reassure yourself. But if you're looking at swing trading, you're probably looking at the weekly charts to swing. Day charts I probably wouldn't use to swing trade. The way I trade personally, guys, like I put these lists out because a lot of people like to swing these through the day. Okay, they'll swing these trades through the day because they don't have time to sit in front of the screen. For me, and this is where the bots really come in and help out, I love to trade off of the 15-minute chart. So I try and find my setups off of the 15 on SPY, and then I manage that trade on the 5-minute chart. My triggers and targets are on a higher time frame, just like we're doing on the daily, and I go manage it on a smaller time frame. And that's what I meant with when you're talking about swing trading. You set it up on the weekly, and then you can go maybe manage it on the daily. Okay, or the hourly or whatever you'd like. But for me, I like the 15 and then to manage on the 5. And then those alerts, they come out for you guys to do the same thing. They give you guys those setups so you can jump in on the trade, have your triggers and targets set on those time frames, but still manage it on a lower time frame. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, we can dive into that a little bit more. Lucid, 2 down red, nothing doing there. Lowe's, LTHM, Lulu. We can look at Lulu. It's a little bit more expensive for options, but there's nothing there anyways. We go on to Lyft, 2 down red, nothing there. Macy's, nothing there. MasterCard. So MasterCard has higher premiums, but we can do a setup on here just to show you guys again. Inside bar preceded by an outside bar. So that's a 3-1 setup. Again, it's rare. It doesn't happen very often. So we like to look at these. Now, again, the problem with MasterCard, Visa, some of those other ones, the premiums are very, very high. So you're looking at like $400 a contract, $300 a contract. A lot of people's accounts will allow them to do that, but it will only allow them to buy one contract, and they shouldn't be doing that. Their contracts, if you only have a $500 account or $1,000, if you have a $1,000 account, I would be taking like $100 per trade, okay? Now, that might buy you 3 options. It might buy you 1 option. But that's where I would sit if I had $1,000. If I had $500, it would be way less. And it sucks because you're not going to make those big gains that you see people putting out on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. But it's part of the process to learn. Those people have or should have bigger accounts. We're not YOLOing our accounts here. And that's the way you lose your accounts. Your job is to manage risk the best, stay in this game as long as you can with your capital, and protect your capital. So you can't protect your capital when you're trading with the whole lump sum of that capital. What you can do is with a $1,000 account, trade 10% of that account at $100, and then if you happen to lose all of it, you still have $100 to go in with the next trade, and $100 on the next trade, and $100 on the next trade. So you're playing the same. You're playing on a level playing field the whole time. So we move on from MasterCard to Facebook, Meta. So Meta has that inside bar as well. It looks really good, so it's something that potentially, for me, would be on my top 5. But we'll see once I take a deeper dive into this later tonight how these play out. Okay, so Meta, that can go on the watch list. Moderna, nothing there. Morgan Stanley, nothing. Microsoft, nothing. MU, 2 down green. So there's my setup again. And guys, this is, I'm basically just showing you. All the videos that I do are not like this. Most of them, I've already got the list set up for you guys, and I'm just running through the list. But this is how I would do it. Okay, it's exactly like this. It's no different. Okay, 2 down red, nothing there. Neo, nothing there, 2 down red. But there again, there's that inside bar, and we talked about this. Neo was on the top 5. Full time frame continuity to the downside, and we triggered and we hit this first target was crappy, but the second one we hit. Okay, so a winner there. We go to Nike, nothing. NVAX, not something I've normally put on, but there's nothing there anyways. Nvidia, 2 down green, pretty close to a hammer candle, so we can put our trigger there and put it on the list. Oracle, again, there's that 2 down green that we were looking at. There's your setup, okay? Oracle goes on the list. Pfizer, nothing there. It was on the list from yesterday. We had that shooter candle, 2 up red, gap down, but a really big run. There's the probability factor that we always talk about. Procter & Gamble, 2 down green. We are already 2 up on the month. There's your setup for PG tomorrow. Pinterest, 2 up red. And I have to go back to the daily. Sorry, guys. That's a 1 minute chart. There we go. 2 up red for Pinterest. And we're going to change that to yellow. There's your setup for puts on Pinterest tomorrow. Time frame continuity. All to the downside. Okay, so we can put that on the list. Palantir, I'm going to skip. Plug, Peloton. We'll move to PayPal. 2 down red, nothing there. QCOM. So QCOM, here's the thing, guys. We talked about this yesterday on QCOM. We talked about how we were just at this 50% line. This was talked about in yesterday's video. We were at this 50% line from the week. If we go to the weekly chart, here's our previous bar. There's the purple line, part of my indicator. It's at the 50% marker. And I said in yesterday's video, if we break through here, we are likely going to go outside bar. So we opened and we ended up going outside bar and that would have been your spot to take profits, okay, before it started trending back up. So you had the opportunity there on Qualcomm. We're going to take it off the list now because to me, that's not a great setup. I'm not going to have it on there. QQQ, 2 down, finish green. There's your trigger. And then we talked about the targets, right, with the gaps. So that becomes your first target on QQQ. I did want to talk about a few things. So on a few of these setups, guys, if you want to go into the day tomorrow and look at the hourly chart, you can do that as well. And so the hourly on QQQ, SPY, the bots sent these out to me. That's the only reason I know. Before I looked at this, I had the bots send them out to me. I'm just going to quickly look on my. So QQQ, stock alert bot, QQQ had a 1 hour on the inside. And you can go look at this now. I'm just reading it now. The 5-minute had an inside, a 3-1 setup on the 5 for QQQ. The 30-minute has an inside bar. Tesla has a 30-minute inside bar on the 30. SPY has a 1 hour, on the 1 hour chart has an inside bar, and on the 30-minute chart has an inside bar. So if you guys wanted to go into Friday morning and do this and have your trigger set on the inside bar of the hourly, you could do that as well, okay, instead of the daily, and then still go to the smaller time frame to manage that. You can also do that. So QQQ, and then you're just in this trade a little bit early to this side if you hit it, okay, a little bit early. Roblox, 2 down red, nothing there. Rivian, nothing. Roku, nothing. We'll take that off the list. Starbucks had a 3-1 setup. There you go. It gapped, but we had this big run down off of that 3-1 setup. Did what it was supposed to do. Did what the probability said it was going to do. Not what I said, but what the probability said. And again, every strategy you guys look at, every trade you guys look at, anybody who's talking to you guys on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram about trades, it's all based off of probability, and that it has to be that way because nobody knows what this next candlestick tomorrow is going to be. They just don't. They don't know what the next 15-minute candle is going to be, the next 5, the 30, the hourly. They don't. So everything is based off of probability with everything that a retail trader does in the stock market. Okay, so Starbucks had a good day today if you would have followed the strategy and played the gap there. SE, nothing doing there. Shop, we've got nothing there. We're going to move to SPY. So SPY, same thing, has that 3-1 setup. Okay, so that is your strategy or your setup for SPY. And again, we talked about it. I go to the hourly. I read this off to you guys. There's the inside bar. So if you wanted to, on SPY, you could do this. And you can mark these out on the hourly. Okay, and that becomes your trigger and target chart, and then you manage it on a smaller time frame if you want to do that, okay? I'm going to delete these so I don't get confused. And then we go on to Square, back to the daily chart, nothing doing. Target, nothing there. But again, we had that inside bar, it gapped, and it ran, and we've got full time frame to the downside. Tesla was on yesterday with the inside bar. There you have it. It triggered, and it targeted. It did what it was supposed to do. So no setup on Tesla today on the daily chart. But again, I told you guys, the bots gave me those setups. Was it on the hour? It was on the 30-minute. Inside bar? Can't remember where it was. Maybe it was a 4-hour. But there's an inside bar in the 4-hour for Tesla. So again, you can do the same thing that we're showing you on the daily charts. You can do it on a smaller time frame. And again, that's what I do. I go on to these smaller time frames and I look for these inside bar setups, guys. So if I was day trading Tesla, that would be my trigger, and that would be my trigger. And I'm trading with this. This hourly and this daily are my time frame continuity when I'm day trading. Okay? So we triggered, and then we came down. I wouldn't trade this late in the day, but I'm just showing you guys that as an example. It's too late in the day for me to trade. I like early in the morning within the first probably 3 hours. Okay, Uber I missed, but there's nothing there. Upstart there. WFC, that's Wells Fargo, nothing. Walmart, nothing. XLU, nothing. XLV, nothing. XEL, has a 2-up that finish green. Hammer candle. So this is in force already. If you wanted to, with time frame continuity, you could take that trigger point, okay? Don't have to. A lot of people don't like to do that. There's nothing wrong with it, though, okay? And then your first target just becomes that, okay? Nothing wrong with taking that, though. Even you can take a 2-2 continuation. Some people don't like to do it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's zero wrong with it. So you can take that XEL. I'll put it on the watch list if you want. And then we have it there. XOM, nothing doing. XOP, nothing doing. And we missed one here. Amazon. So Amazon has that 2-down green hammer candle. There's 1 gap fill. There's 2 gap fills. And then you would just continue on to the top of the candle once the gaps are filled. So that's your setup for Amazon. Do you guys have questions? If you do, you can leave them now. I'll give you about 30 seconds to type them in there. And then if there's nothing there, then I'm going to wish you guys good luck on Friday. And we'll try to get those monthly and quarterly videos out for you guys. Just so you can look for those long swing plays. And even now, we can go take a quick look through it while we're waiting to see if there's any questions. But these are some of the ones that are on the monthly list, guys. So if I run through them real quick, there's CRM sitting inside bar, CVS inside bar, Disney inside bar, 3-1 setup actually. Dollar Tree has already gone 2 up on the month. DocuSign has gone 2 down on the month. Etsy sitting inside bar, JP Morgan 2 up, and it's starting to trend back down, so that's a potential outside bar play. Coca-Cola sitting inside bar. Lucid has gone 2 up on the month. Lyft sitting inside bar. Morgan Stanley inside bar. Micron has gone 2 down already on the month. Nike inside bar. Procter & Gamble has gone 2 up already. PayPal is inside bar still. Starbucks has gone 2 down on the month. So this is all I do, guys. And then we go through these videos. So that's just a quick insight. I can go into these a little bit more depth in the video, which I will. In the monthly video, I did the same thing for the 3-month setup. So the 3-month setups just started in July. So again, we were 2 up on the month on Airbnb. BAC's is sitting inside bar. Citibank inside bar. General Motors is 2 up on the quarterly already. Okay, and if we look, we're starting to trend back up from this broadening formation, okay? We'll see if we tag the top of it. Goldman Sachs sitting on a double inside bar. So that one will be very interesting to see how that one plays out. Home Depot sitting inside bar still. IWM still inside bar. Coca-Cola, IBM, all inside bars. Roku, SE has gone 2 down already. WFC sitting inside bar. XLU sitting on a double inside bar. So we'll see how that one plays out. It's also sitting on an inside bar on the monthly. That's what those 2 blue lines tell me. Okay? No questions, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section. Find me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. The Discord, the link for that is in the description. It's free. There is the membership portion of it where you get the 1-hour course, the one-on-ones with me, the live trading bots, and a bunch of other stuff, including the top 5s from these daily videos that I give out every single day for free. Okay? Good luck trading, guys. I wish you nothing but the best, and we will see you